Welcome, Soul Sisters. I'm Kelley, life coach.
And I'm Holly. I am the owner of Holiday Farms. And Kelley and I co-host a group called Soul Sisters on the Farm, a gathering we do every other Tuesday night here at my farm, so that we can facilitate friendship among women, give women soul sister relationships,
And soulful conversations. And one of the topics that came up last night that we didn't get a chance really to dive into at our Soul Sister gathering was being misunderstood. Yes. Yeah. So we have two very approaches from what that means to us. My experience with being misunderstood is, there's a short little...
Very different because... Not only, like, you look on the outside like you are on the inside.
Well, you know, actually...
opinion. You look angelic.
Okay. So the story I was going
to... Is that misunderstood?
That is misunderstood. I always feel like I have to, share this very... colorful past in order to balance out who I am today.
You got to have some story.
I never want to come across as unapproachable or not down to earth or haven't been there, unrelatable. So one of the stories I was thinking of was early on when I started teaching yoga at the YMCA here in Charlotte. My kids were real small. They're now 12 and almost 14, but they were toddlers. So when we were out in the summer at the baby pool at the Y, and it was at the Y where I teach, and I was trying to corral my kids to leave the baby pool and go home. And like most toddlers, they don't want to listen. No. And I must have asked, 7 times for them to get out of the pool. And they're old enough to walk, but they're probably like 3 and 4. Okay. And I just snapped, and I got so pissed that I went into the baby pool up to my knees, grabbed my child by her arm, and literally lifted her up out of the pool and carried her out.
Mama bear.
And immediately I thought to myself, oh God, I hope none of the yogis are watching that know me as a yoga instructor, because when I show up to teach yoga, I'm embodying that grateful heart and peaceful vibe, and I am feeling it at the time. Yes. But then they'd be seeing this complete different side of me, a frustrated, tired mom that is just annoyed with her kids and is letting her temper flare in public.
Being human.
Yes, and I really... was so upset with myself for losing my temper because somebody could have seen. And so sometimes I feel like I don't want people to be to misunderstand that when they see me teaching yoga, or they see me on these videos, or my clients see me in session who I am. That's not who I am all the time. Just like,
you don't want to be put on a pedestal?
No. No, I want to be real to people. And what's real is I yell at my kids at times, and I curse at my husband at times, and I do things that anybody does when they get pissed off. And I even have a past where I have gotten so angry that I had an arrest warrant, but that's a story for another time. I'm not going to get into that now, but I will tell you.
Oh my gosh.
So yes, I am not pure and angelic and saintly. I have done a lot of inner work to tame the dragon within. So I don't like being understood that way. But also what comes to mind with misunderstood is sometimes I feel like my need in my most intimate relationships, like with my husband or with my mom, I feel such a need to be understood in my heart that I'll repeat myself again and again to try to get them to see, because that to me is about, if somebody understands my heart and soul, then I feel seen.
Yes.
And if they don't, then I don't feel seen and I don't feel intimate connection. And that feels lonely with the people that you love.
Absolutely. I agree.
So, yeah, sometimes I have to notice, okay, they're not getting me. That's not rejection, right? And that's okay to be misunderstood by others.
What
because
could they
I
say?
understand me.
What could they say to make you feel understood?
That's such a good question, Holly. I think a good question when you notice someone that you care about is repeating themselves again and again, and it seems pretty important to them, is to ask the question, help me understand.
I do love that question.
Isn't that good?
That really is a good question.
Yeah.
It's very disarming.
Yes.
And
because it's a way of saying, I want to see your perspective from your perspective and not from mine.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying in that I do similar processes of trying to help people understand like what my intentions. Really, it's most of the time I think it's my intentions. Like if I screw up, I don't want you to hate me, so I want you to understand my intentions behind it and that I wasn't trying to be mean.
Yeah. So clarifying your intention helps.
Yes, and when people don't see that and don't understand that and are still angry at me for it, that really does hurt. And sometimes when you feel misunderstood, you feel almost invisible even.
Yes.
And that really stinks too.
I read this quote, and I think it was Emerson that said it, and it's something like, there's greatness in being misunderstood. And what he was referencing was some of the, greatest people in history, like Copernicus and Galileo, and those, their theories were so misunderstood and not believed, and they ended up being big contributors. But I take a twist on that quote, and to me, I say there is great freedom in being misunderstood.
That is so true.
Right? Because if somebody is going to misunderstand you, and we try to clarify, and we try to say our intentions, or we try to speak our heart in the most clear and accurate way possible, but we're still misunderstood, give ourselves the freedom to say, that's okay.
That's okay.
I'm going to just keep being me.
Yeah.
Keep doing my thing.
Yeah. And keep watching, by the way. You'll figure it out. That's how I feel. I'm like, you just keep your eyes on me and watch. You'll figure it out one day. You'll figure it out.
I love this.
But, I don't.
That's good stuff.
Sometimes you don't have the time or the energy to make people understand.
Yes, and doesn't that feel like a freeing thought to just be like,
okay, boo.
Okay. Well, you don't even have to tell them. Just in your mind, just be like, okay, well, they misunderstand.
Yes.
Not my fault. Not their fault.
Yes.
Let's keep going.
The mantra in my head is, you do you, boo.
You do you.
And I'll do me.
I hope that message has been helpful for you if you've ever felt misunderstood. And we want you to remember,
be kind to yourself. We love you.
See you next time.